Last night saw the launch of the What If Roadshow. It's part of the Police and Crime Commissioner's initiative to encourage safer driving around the county. The event premiered a new documentary called Invincible Minds. It's based on the story of Adam James and Louis Turner, who rolled their car into a ravine in Lydney in March 2014. Both thankfully survived the crash and decided that they wanted to make young people aware of the dangers involved in driving. We sent their friend Paddy Henderson to the premiere to find out more.
This is an 18-year-old that 1 hour ago was in a car that rolled down a hill, a significant head injury which caused him to fit, multiple seizures, various fractures and cuts of tachycardia, had an RSI, and he's intubated with a size 8 ET tube.
The story of how Adam James and Louis Turner survived a crash that nearly killed them is the backdrop to a new and emotional road safety documentary. The film is called Invincible Minds and is financed by the Police and Crime Commissioner as a part of his bid for more safe and sociable driving in Gloucestershire. I spoke to the filmmaker Paul Burke about what he hopes the film can achieve.
We sat down about 18 months ago at a table in a pub, myself and Louise White, and just kind of thrashed out the idea. And then we put in a bid for the funding. We talked to everybody involved, so it took about 18 months to get to this stage.
And for you personally, if the film could achieve anything, what would it be?
That's a good question. I would like to see a kind of broader culture of self-awareness, a more kind of conscious choice and not just reacting and to what's around the corner. Some people will change their minds, some people won't, but if we can sort of produce films and produce work that at least invites that, gives people the opportunity to think that way, that we can just increase people's capacity to reflect and look after themselves, look after each other.
The crash survivors, Adam James and Louis Turner, were the so-called stars of the show, sharing their story with over 200 people at the Cheltenham Ladies College Theatre. I also spoke to them about how they hope the film will influence young drivers around Gloucestershire. Adam, if you could get anything from this film and this premiere, what would it be?
To save lives, obviously. After watching it, I think we're definitely going to do that. But otherwise, I'm a bit speechless after watching it because obviously brings it all back and it's quite emotional.
Louis, what about yourself?
Well, it was quite hard hitting, but it's nice to hopefully give back to at least one person, save one person's life is the main aim. And also, like, for people with like brain injuries like myself, it's hopefully they can see it and not feel that they have to hide it, if that makes sense.
And the big question is, will you drive safer from now on?
Yeah, 100%. I've definitely drove a lot safer since. I hope everyone else does as well. Obviously, after watching that, I'm sure young drivers will look at that and then just think, drive a bit safer, won't we?
And Louis, if you had one final message for the young people of Gloucestershire, what would it be?
Just to think about any action you take. So say you go in someone's car who may be drunk or the weather's wet, or just take into consideration like what could happen, if that makes sense. So always in driving, always do something. Only drive if you're going to be safe, if that makes sense. Just think about what you're doing. Think about your actions before you take them.
Cheers, boys. The film is a part of the What If Roadshow and will be shown at schools and colleges around the county to inspire young drivers and ultimately ask the question, what if?
Adam James and Louis Turner, who rolled their car into a ravine in Lydney in March 2014. Their story has been made into a new documentary called Invincible Minds. It's going to be shown to young people in Gloucestershire to hopefully make them aware of the dangers involved in driving. Quite an interesting trip for Paddy Henderson there to go and watch the story about his mates and then chat to him afterwards. 23 minutes past 5.